What up, people? I am trying to figure out why is Wakanda Forever Black Panther 2 so divisive. It is truly blowing my mind, but I got some thoughts on the matter. So sit back, tune in, and let's go.
Here we go.
And here we go. As always, people, before we get into the, the video, what I need you to do is please subscribe. Subscribe to my channel. It only takes 1 second to hit that subscribe button. Also, hit that notification bell because I don't want you to miss any material that I upload. Also, give me a thumbs up. Hit the like button because that helps with the YouTube algorithm. Also, please leave me a comment because any comment that you leave me, I try to read and try to respond back to you in a timely fashion. Now, divisive, that word, it accurately describes what Black Panther Wakanda 2 is doing to people in the same demographic, in different demographics. I've never seen a movie this divisive. But like what I like to do, I love to give definitions, and the definition of divisive is tending to cause disagreement or hostility towards people. Let me say that one more time. Tending to cause disagreement or hostility towards people. And buddy, it has hostility towards people. I've seen people get heated and just get all in their feelings, and you can feel the anger, you can feel the frustration or whatever they're feeling about this. And to me, you have the right to feel it any way you want to feel. I'm not sitting here and saying you can't feel a certain way, because I've got my feelings a certain way about this movie because I feel a certain particular way about it too, which I'm going to explain later on. But divisive, this should not be divisive because, well, let me go back first. I'm a big Star Trek lover. Star Trek, the original, Next Generation, all the ones that follow after, I love it. But there's an original Star Trek episode where it was this organism, and whenever it got around people, it made them angry. And the more anger they made the person, the stronger it would get. It got so powerful that it almost caused the Klingons and the Federation to have a war. But Kirk, of course, and Spock was able to figure out and say, hey, this organism is feeding on our emotions, and the angrier we get, the stronger it's going to get. So we have to counteract that. That's something I think we have to do here with Black Panther, because this movie should not be causing this division that is doing, especially in a certain demographic. Now, I want to choose my words very carefully. I think that for so long, for so many years, a certain demographic had to fight and claw for everything in this gut to try to get equality. Made some steps in certain points and had some downfalls. There was a time when it looked like a certain demographic that was struggling was making progress, but they had to go through a lot of stuff, trials and tribulations, beatings, hangings, unjustly fired for certain things, had to drink out of certain water fountains, had to go to certain restaurants through the back door, had to do all this, had to do all that. But the demographic that causes pain seems to now, as the lesser demographic is starting to catch up some, they're not liking it. And I guess if I was a demographic that was on top and somebody else was catching up to me, I wouldn't like it either. But in this movie, I've seen a certain demographic, whole panel of them, just nitpick and say racial stuff and laugh and make jokes and stuff, disrespectful jokes, in my opinion. And some of these guys I thought was cool and that I've streamed with, but I got a new. I'm looking at them now through a different lens, and I'm not understanding why all this is coming out. And one of the things I think that my demographic, fails to realize that maybe this movie, and you can feel any way you want to about this movie. I'm not sitting here saying you can't, but looking at it through a lens where another demographic is laughing and joking at it, picking at being disrespectful, and then you have a similar view to that, that makes me look at you and be like, I don't know. And I know what you're saying with Danny. I can critique whatever I want to, and yeah, you can. But guess what? You're critiquing to be fair. You're using these set of rules, fair rules, trying to be constructive, trying to be fair, trying to point out intelligent points of view, different philosophies, what you're seeing. But the other demographic is not. They're laughing, they're joking, they're cutting jokes, they're saying disrespectful stuff, they're saying racial stuff. And when they find someone like you that's champion what they're saying, the first thing they're gonna throw out is, well, look what he said. He said the movie was trash. And I'll give you a point in case. I went on a stream with another demographic, left a super chat and said, man, I thought Black Panther Wakanda 2 was awesome. That person and that demographic said, well, you need to go check out the person in my demographic, see what he says, because he ain't feeling it. And I say that to say this is that they use us, some people, not all of them, not all that whole, I'm not saying the whole demographic, but some people in that demographic use people in our demographic, my demographic, to champion their racial, their little smart and disrespectful comments. So you can feel however you want to feel. You can think whatever you want to think of Wakanda 2, but I'm not going to sit here and bash someone in my demographic because there's not many of us in my demographic in Hollywood making movies. Was this movie the best? Last thing I ever seen, no. But he's in there. Mr. Coogler is trying to do what he can do, and we all know. We sit here and we say this. Well, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do it. When it comes to your job, and it comes to you being able to provide for your family and be independent, there are certain things you're going to take from your boss, from your job. I'm not saying you're going to take everything, but there are certain things you're going to bite your tongue on. There's certain things, well, one of the person that said, put some salt and pepper on your tongue because you're going to have to eat it. You're going to have to eat it. I don't know what conversation Ryan Coogler had with Chadwick Boseman. I don't know. I don't know if Chadwick Boseman gave him a green light to recast or not recast. I don't know. But I feel strongly that Mr. Coogler did what he could do, the best he could do with the time that he had and the way that he felt. Now, if that doesn't make some of you happy, I'm sorry. The same way some of you, I've been on a stream this weekend, person in my demographic said it was trash, garbage. I'm not going to call Black Panther 2 Wakanda trash and garbage. I'm not going to sit here and constantly beat down a director that's in my demographic. I'm not going to do it. Now, if you want to do it and you're in my demographic, hey, that's more power to you. I'm just not going to do it. And the same way that you think this movie is trash and garbage or whatever word you want to use to describe it, I'm on the other side of that line. I don't want to be divisive. I think that our demographic has to stick together. We don't. How many movies before this movie that's been trash, garbage, had some kind of social agenda, he hadn't gone all in? There's plenty of them. Captain Marvel has all kind of stuff. Other MCU movies have all kind of stuff, but I haven't seen the ferocity. I haven't seen this doubling down, this digging in, and this total. I mean, just like this movie angers people. I mean, I can see some points people on the other side of the line are saying. I can, but how can you how can you want something from our demographic and then when somebody puts it out, you totally beat them down, totally destroy them, call them trash, garbage, whatever the descriptive word you use, that's up to you. Because guess what? If Mr. Coogler bucked the system and said, I'm not going to do that, I'm not going to do this, I want to do this, then he probably been fired. There'd been one less of us in this demographic in the position. At least he's in the game. Maybe later on down, he can make improvements. Maybe later on down, they make a different movie. They may not, but at least he's in the game. How long did it take someone in our demographic to get in that position that he's in now? And I'm not going to tear him down because this movie was just totally disrespectful to my demographic. That's one thing, but it wasn't. It was uplifting. It was sad. Maybe you don't agree with what he did. Maybe you don't agree with the storyline. That's totally you. And I'm going to reiterate this. The same way you have that strength and energy to feel how you feel about this movie, I got the equal strength and energy to feel how I feel about this movie. So I'm not going to call it trash. I'm not going to call it garbage. I'm just going to say I'm going to support it as best I can. I've already seen it 3 times. So whether you choose to take your children to see it, whether you think it's BS, whether you think it's garbage trash, that is totally your opinion. But my opinion is on the other side of the fence. So we can agree to disagree. And I'm not going to keep beating this dead horse. But like I said, I just wanted to watch because God gave us 2 eyes and 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. I watch more, I listen more, and now I'm speaking. I'm not, I don't know why this movie is so divisive among people, especially my demographic. It's kind of sad to me in some ways because I think we should be trying to uplift and get stronger and get closer together instead of beating the other one down just because you don't necessarily agree with the direction that you took. But again, that's just me. So tell me how you feel about what I said. Do you think I'm full of shit? Do you think that I may have something here? Do you understand what I'm saying? You don't understand what I'm saying? I am very interested in hearing your comments. Again, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the notification bell. Please hit the like button and leave me a comment because I'm definitely wanting to hear what you're going to say on this. Black Panther Forever, Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever. To me, I like it. It's near and dear to my heart. And I'm in a demographic that I think you ain't got to love it, but at least support it because it's not many of us in Ryan Coogler's position. And so I think we need to support as much as we can, as long as we can, however we can, in this particular genre, in this particular world. Because we in our demographic, we are not held to the same standard that others are. You can believe that or not. And that as soon as someone in the other demographic sees you on their side, they're going to point you out and call your name out specifically. Hey, go talk to him. I'm not going to be a mouthpiece for other demographics. So that's just me. And like I said, please let me know how you feel about this video. Until next time, take it easy. Peace.